My name is Father Samuel Udogbo, C.S.Sp. I am originally from Nigeria, but I'm a missionary here in the Gambia. Yes, I launched a book which is titled Minority Discontent in Nigeria Since Independence, and the subtopic is the Ogoni Resistance in Perspective. The book is an outshoot from my doctoral thesis. As I explained clearly in that book, I was motivated by my own experience. So what I have written in that book has come from my own struggle with being a minority in Nigeria especially, and also my intention is not just to struggle but to reach out to other minority groups across the African continent, because in that book I have tried to explain reasons why people become discontent. And the reasons I have explained, which first of all is from colonialism. I established that fact that colonial interference has caused a lot of inappropriate structures in Africa, which is perpetuated by indigenous African people, as we see in the poor leadership in African countries across the continent. Therefore, people have been marginalized, are oppressed, and therefore you'd find there's so much discontent which is exercised in the crisis that you find across Africa. So I am reaching out through that book to minority groups to inform all of us that yes, it's legitimate to be discontent or to feel you are not happy, to agitate, but then we have to examine and learn how to protest, how to agitate without violence, so we are able to achieve success from what we think should be right from the government. Yes, like in my conclusions in the book, I have tried to send out messages or message to people to understand what really is important that we need to do to people, especially who feel been marginalized and oppressed. Now, I introduced myself in the beginning as a Catholic priest. As a priest, I am an activist already. I am to imitate Christ and to bring Christ to people, which is simply that to bring relief to the suffering. So this book, like the launching, was with a fundraising which is about raising an empowerment and humanitarian center back in my home country, Nigeria, specifically in Benue State. So this book is about giving me more encouragement and also my readers to engage in defending the rights of people, especially people who feel marginalized. So it's a continuation of my missionary work, not just in Nigeria, like I am in the Gambia here doing it. I will go and continue in Nigeria, and then I will also find myself sometime, someday, somewhere to continue with this. I was delighted. It was one of the best moments in my life. First of all, I think that question begs now for me to send my words of appreciation to all people who contributed to the success of that launching and fundraising. I never imagined I was going to get such great personalities. I think the content of the book drew the people that we found on that book launch day. That was really amazing, and from the bottom of my heart I send my appreciation to all who were present and to all who weren't present but sending their goodwill messages, and those who are willing still to come in touch with that book and to be able to implement the resolutions, which is bringing justice to people. That was a brilliant moment, and I tell you, I will not forget the Gambia for that. It's the first phase of this launching, The second phase is coming up in Nigeria on the 5th of October. But Gambia has set a standard, and I'm expecting Nigeria to really follow in the footsteps of the Gambia. A very small country, as we know, on the region, but then when it comes to action, that was an example of it. But I think I need to also establish something, an appreciation here. Two young men, Pius and Emmanuel, Emmanuel Buckman and Pius, designed the cover page of the book. And I tell you, that is what we are trying to establish, that especially the young African people express their skills and talents so that the world sees them and the world gives them what is their due. So thank you to all who really made it a success for that book launch and the fundraising. Yes, of course, I have already something in mind. I come from a minority ethnic group, as I established at the beginning of this interview. It continues as I speak to you. My paternal and maternal families are all refugees within Nigeria because of the Fulani herdsmen and tea farmers crisis. So this center I have talked about, humanitarian center, and beginning from home. So I have already an idea about another book which is going to be really again about the suffering African people and how we can bring comfort to them. Human rights, it's important, and we need to teach people how to fight for their rights without any violence.